How you
This
feel?
is wild. Oh, this is so fun. I knew when we came up with me not having my real character sheet and you having my real character sheet that I was gonna have a blast, but like, wow, this is wild.
It's a Monday morning in Chicago, and we find ourselves in one panel, kind of just taking a look at the skyline, the birds in the sky. Um, there's no rain or snow, but it's a chilled day. And where do we find Molly?
If it's too early in bed.
How early in the morning is it? I'll let you define.
I think it's right about where their alarm clock would go off. So 7:30, give or take.
Okay. And what is your alarm? Is it just a standard, buzz bell, or do you have like a song? Like, look, let's get us in the picture.
No, it is absolutely dude looks like a lady, but it blasts at full volume or it will not wake them up.
All right. And so Aerosmith starts blasting. Steven Tyler is just going as loud as he can, and you know that it's time to start the day. Where do you live? Is this an apartment, a dormitory? Do you have roommates?
So it's an apartment that they have by themselves, but it's in student housing. So it's in the graduate apartment building.
Gotcha.
That's sort of just off of campus that they can be within walking distance, and they live up on the 4th floor in just a little studio apartment. They had to argue with admin to be able to get a studio because they wanted to lump them in with a bunch of other girls down the hallway. But they did finally convince someone to just let them live alone, which is what they wanted.
Perfect. And so, like, you've got the place to yourself. The alarm's going off, and it seems to you to be just another day.
Yeah, I slam kind of my hand around the bed looking for wherever my phone ended up in the middle of the night. I absolutely fell asleep watching TikTok, and I just keep patting the bed until I find my phone and shut it off. I slowly get myself out of bed. It takes everything in me because I was up till at least 1 studying, but I have a class to get to, so I'll get up, start coffee, and kind of like find my clothes for the day, go over to my massive desk that is littered in books and papers, and stuff whatever I think I need in my backpack while my coffee brews, and then down the cup as fast as humanly possible.
Really quickly, at any point when you're like, fixing yourself up, roll me a vigilance check, target number 13.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, so you got a 12. You did not make the target number.
No.
So, there's just, for a moment, there seems to be something dancing on the edge of your vision, and it's one of those. Did I see something, or there's just this uncertainty in the movement that you saw on the edges of your vision?
I gotta start getting more than 6 hours of sleep.
All right. Other than that, everything proceeds as normal.
Yeah, I'll grab all of my stuff after I get dressed, and I'm definitely out the door by 8 because my first class doesn't start immediately. I've got a little bit of time to get there, but it's better to be early than to be on time when you're in a doctorate program.
All right. And you're making your way. The halls are rowdy, but you've experienced navigating this before, so you get by pretty easily. Is there anyone that gives your character a hard time in school?
Yes. So I have a classmate whose name is Austin, and he has decided to make my life a living hell, even though I've never been able to truly figure out why. I am pretty sure he just either doesn't like me, or we sometimes get similar test scores, and he's just such a kiss ass that he wants to be the top of our program, and I think he feels threatened or something. I don't really know, but Austin is just a dick.
So Austin Crane sees you heading towards your class, and does that thing where he starts to keep pace with you, walking side by side with you. Goes, oh, you're running behind. I don't think that you're on the ball today.
It's only 8:05, Austin. I'm actually doing really well because you and I both know that class doesn't start until 9.
Okay. Well, just thought I'd pick your brain on today's test. I heard that it's going to be a tough one.
And that's what clinical psych is, unless you are going to memorize every medication with all of its different things. So, good luck with that one if the meds aren't your strong suit.
I was just seeing if you knew what I do, and apparently you don't, so... I figure I'll lend a hand. We're supposed to have a surprise guest speaker today.
Oh, yeah? And who would that be?
Well, I don't know that. That's why it's a surprise, but I have heard that it is a rather controversial figure.
And that means?
It means that this will be a chance to wow the professor if we ask insightful questions. And I don't know, maybe if somebody found out who it was, they would have better questions to ask. Just saying.
So is this you hinting that you've already figured it out, or you are trying to get me in trouble with Dr. Bailey by going and breaking into his office or something? Which one?
Oh, no, I've already figured it out, but I'm trying to see if I could coax you into trying to figure it out as well. And then getting you in trouble with Dr. Bailey.
Yeah, I figured. See, some of us don't need to cheat our way around things. I can just come up with those questions in the moment because I have the IQ to do so.
Is it really cheating being prepared?
It is when it's a surprise guest and you clearly weren't supposed to know.
Well, I'm a student. I'm supposed to learn, so there's not really anything I'm not supposed to know. I think that's the difference between me and you.
Yes. Who would ever want someone like me who works so hard and follows the rules when they could have someone like you that cheats their way to the top?
Mollie, you always look so tired. You just keep
tired of your bullshit, maybe, but no, well rested all the same.
Have fun in class. He just kind of scampers off away from you.
I literally yell after him, "Can't wait to hear all your insightful questions."
Yeah, he is just kind of petty. He just doesn't turn around, but gives the bird in your direction.
I expected nothing less.
And you're close to the class. You're close to the building where your class is, and you've made it there with some time to spare. And you see your friend Addie, who is working the bakery or cafe that's near that building, and you can see that she's coming into work late.
I'm gonna follow in the door behind her, since I've got time to stop, and I'll grab another coffee from Addie to catch her up on the morning and hopefully maybe help her steer clear of her boss.
You come in and Addie whips around and sees you and goes, Mollie, hey, how's it going? And then you hear Adelaide Grant. I'll be right with you. And
You're good. Sorry.
She walks in the back, and there are a couple of people with their iPads writing their next great novel, and like just people chilling at the cafe. And it's a quiet vibe with soft acoustic rock playing. And you just hear in the background somebody who's yelling but trying not to be heard. I had to open by myself, and there's this exam day, and these fucking monsters are ordering all sorts of bullshit, and I had to do it by myself. It's not great.
Yeah, I hear this. I would like to say not often. It's not that Addie is often very late. It's that her coworkers are often very fed up with all of the students on campus. And so I just very patiently wait at the counter. No one is there. But I just sit. I look through the pastry case, sort of pretending to just be a very normal customer and that I am not eavesdropping on this entire conversation.
Yeah, it gets awkward when Mollie comes back alongside their boss, Carol. And Carol has like, "Hi, my name is Carol," with like a happy face on it, but the face that the person is wearing is not happy.
No.
And you hear Carol like mutter to Addie, "I don't think you give your friends free shit. You're late, they pay. That's the rules."
Carol, I would never dream of it. Don't you worry.
Hey, oh, hi, Mollie. It's so good to see you.
Lovely to see you as always, Carol. How is your significant other? I'm sure they're great.
Oh, Beth is doing just fine. Things have been a little intense. I work stresses me out. And like with that, she glares at Abby. Work stresses me out, but we're making it work.
I totally get it. It's first week of big exams this semester. I fully understand why you would be stressed out. I'm sure you had a very hard morning. Very sorry to hear it.
Roll an ego, target number 10.
12.
Carol, without thinking about it, starts making your order. And like as the conversation is happening, passes you your order, whatever it is, doesn't realize it, and Addie just kind of looks at you like, damn.
I take the coffee and just say, "Thank you so much, Carol. You always make it the best." And then I lean over to Addie and go, "I don't know what just happened."
Carol, kind of realizing what she just did, giving you the coffee for free, just kind of goes to Adelaide, goes, I'm gonna take inventory. You man the ship. And Carol goes into the back, and Addie goes, "Oh my god, you're the bitch tamer."
Hey, I'll take it. It's already been a morning. Austin decided to follow me down as I walked to class.
You know he just wants some. Why don't you two just make out and get it over with?
No, thank you. Not in a million years, actually. I'm the bitch tamer, okay? Not whatever he is. That's someone else's responsibility.
I'm pretty sure he's a bitch too.
Fair enough.
Well, I've got the morning shift and probably a little bit of the late afternoon shift for coming in late. I invited you out to the party last night. You didn't. What happened?
I have a test this morning.
And I have a job this morning. Sometimes it's okay to fuck things up.
It is, but not when it comes to this clinicals test. I am screwed if I don't know all these meds. And according to Austin, there's some super special secret guest speaker that he already figured out who it is, and he has all these insightful questions prepared. And quite frankly, I'm hoping to just sip this coffee and watch him fall flat on his face.
Oh, is it your class that's bringing him in?
Bringing who in? Does everybody know but me?
Well, I mean, it's been kind of like this. Do you even have a Twitter?
No.
There's this guy. He used to work with what's it? Oscorp. He's coming into town. He's well, let's just put it like this. He is not people's favorite. He's been involved in trying to attempt a cure for mutantism. I don't know. And, you know, there are a lot of pro-mutant groups that are very not happy that he's at the college.
Why in the world would Bailey invite someone like that?
I don't know.
Weird. Well, either way, I guess I gotta sit through whatever this speech is.
Well, you know, if things start to get froggy, you leap on out of there, because there are due to be some protests happening pretty soon. And
note to self: take the back way out of the state building after class.
Yeah, the boys in blue, they can't tell the difference between maintaining peace and just hitting people with sticks. So make sure you don't get hit with a stick.
I will do my very best.
All right, and with that, she slides over a croissant filled with fruit jam.
You're wonderful, and this is the best breakfast I could have asked for on a day like today. I love you.
I love you too. Make sure that you keep Boston in check and you don't get hit.
Numbers 1 and 2 on my to-do list for today, I promise.
And with that, you it's only been like a couple of minutes, but you do see protesters are starting to gather outside of the building. The X gene is not a disease signs, and mutant and proud signs, all that kind of stuff. And security is starting to make their approach.
I'm gonna walk past so I can try to hear what security is saying to them, but I'm not gonna go through the front door of the building. I'm gonna go through the back.
Roll me a vigilance check to see if you can overhear. Target number is going to be 12.
I am short.
You do not hear. You don't hear anything that makes sense to you, and so, what would you like to do next?
I'm just gonna keep going around the building, so that way I can get through the back door and up the back stairwell into my classroom.
Okay. And roll me an ego check. Target number let's say 12 with edge.
With edge. Sweet.
So that's 12 already, and that makes it 13. So as you're walking, you see you're walking towards the back, which is where the alleyways are. But there is a back entrance that, desperate students can go through, but it's right by the dumps and it stinks. And as you're getting ready to make it towards that door, you hear a tiny voice going, "Did you need me to listen to something for you?"
Excuse me?
You were trying to hear. Did you need me to listen to something for you, Master?
I'm literally looking around, trying to spot whatever is saying this because I'm.
As you're looking around, you look level wise, and there's nothing, and then you look down and you see a rat, and it's on its hind legs, looking up at you with its head cocked.
I am so sleep deprived. Oh my god. You know what? Screw it. Why? Let's just let the brain gremlins win today. Sure. Could you go see if you can hear what the security guards are telling the protesters out front?
The big men in black.
Yes, with the shiny badges on their chests.
Yes, master.
Why is a rat calling me master? Why is this what I hallucinate today on all days? Why am I hallucinating? I have so many questions and no answers. Do I wait here for a rat to come talk to me? I've got to go to class. No, I've got to go to class. And I'm gonna go up this. I'm gonna go like I'm going through the door, being like, I don't know what I've just experienced, but
okay. So you go inside, and you make your way to the class, and even in the back entrance to the lecture hall, there are guards, and like immediately, student pass.
Yeah, sure. And I'll like just grab it out of my bag and flash it.
Snatches it, scans it. There's a little wrist display that he has, and you see your student user profile comes up, and also your schedule. And he cross-references and confirms that you are supposed to be in this class. He passes it back to you. All right.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Thank you.
And with that, I will just go in the classroom, and I'm gonna find a seat that's near a window.
Okay. Okay.
For multiple reasons.
I know, I'm just... Half of the fun of this game is coming up with PCs for you guys. And like, I have rolled this character's personality, and I think I love them. But anyway, Professor Bailey takes the lectern and goes, hello, everyone. I can see, of course, you can see the hullabaloo for today's class. We have a special guest with us today. The board thought it'd be appropriate to take a step back from our current lesson plan to talk about pharmaceuticals in the modern day, and have someone discuss the practical uses of the knowledge that you're learning here and how it's being applied to today's. And you can tell, like, these are not Bailey's words, but these are words Bailey was told to say. And there's this hesitancy on this last word. They wanted a discussion about how the information that you're learning in this class can be used to resolve today's problems. And with that, Dr. Clark goes, oh, thank you, Dr. Bailey. What a wonderful introduction. Couldn't have wrote it better myself. And you can tell that's like a smarmy inside joke for himself. And he goes, well, hello, bright minds of tomorrow. I see some future employees in here, maybe some future employers for the more ambitious among you. I wanted to discuss a breakthrough that I've discovered with people that I thought would truly be able to appreciate the hard work and tenacity that goes into the work that we do and that you're learning to do, which is to find the problems, the ailments in everyday life and find a way to make people's lives better. Now, there's been a resurgence of mutant activity, and some individuals aren't as blessed as the X-Men. Some people's mutations come at quite a cost to their personal, professional, and intimate lives. And it's at that point you hear a on the window.
I look over and I assume I'm going to see my little rat friend that confuses me.
You see a crow holding on to a rat who's like is hitting the window like, hey master.
I look over. This classroom is dead silent except for this man who's talking, and I don't even want to listen to him. I'm gonna just open the window a tiny bit to try so the rat can like get in.
One of the security guards in like the four corners of the lecture hall is staring you down. Would you like to continue?
No, because I can't get caught, especially when I already think that I've lost my mind because a rat is talking to me. I can't explain that to a security guard. I am gonna take my notebook out and pretend I'm writing notes, and write just like on it. And again, no reason to think this rat can read, but like I'll write down like I'm taking notes and then pretend like I am like mumbling those notes to myself, like reading them back to myself, trying to make sure I understand what this man is teaching me. And instead, like without breaking eye contact with my notebook, say, just wait outside for me in the alley and I'll come find you later.
Okay. They repeated the words, however, imminent attack.
Oh. Okay, still.
This is Sven. Sven, help me. I couldn't climb up.
Okay, great. What's your name, by the way?
Oh, Rhodey.
Okay. Very nice to meet you. You can call me Mollie instead of Master, because Master feels really weird, okay? So just call me Mollie.
Okay.
And
as the Dark One wishes.
The Dark One? The Dark One? What the hell does that mean? Okay, I'll find you in the alley after class.
Okay, Sven, to the alley.
What the ever-loving fuck is happening to me? Okay, okay. And I'm gonna put my notebook back down and continue to act like I'm writing, so it looks like I haven't like changed my plan.
And to summarize, the hardest part of our jobs is realizing that the ideas of the average person's ethics can't get in the way of progress, especially when the problems that need to be solved are ones that others would spend time debating. We've been gifted with the gift of brilliance, and we must use that to better mankind.
What in the actual fuck is this man talking about?
It's Austin gets up and goes, might I ask a question? And Dr. Clark goes, of course, please. I would love to feed the minds of the youth. What do you have for me? And Austin, to his credit, goes, if you create something like this, isn't it a weapon for those who would rather choose to keep their mutant genes? By creating something that can take it away, we have transgressed on mutants' very existence, with no cause or reason. They didn't do anything to deserve the creation of this serum. They didn't ask for this. You just decided that it should exist. I know that you speak on, one person's ethics not being enough to get into the way, but shouldn't ethics matter in the creation of medicine? Just in general?
This is the first time I've thought Austin was smart in the entire time we've done this program together.
The presenter goes, it is not a transgression to make a means of defense. There are mutants walking around out here with the capacity to do far more damage than a nuclear bomb. It is only right and just that humanity make a means to protect itself. And Austin goes, well, that's a skip and a jump away from eugenics, isn't it? And the presenter, the whole calm, smiley demeanor kind of drops and goes, Scarlet Witch, with but a thought, almost completely destroyed the Avengers. Scarlet Witch, with but a thought, captured an entire town and kept them enslaved on a whim. Do you think that it is an overreaction to be diligent in our work to prepare for someone like Wanda Maximoff, who at any moment could decide that our world should be altered? I think that it would be foolish not to. And in the course of creating this serum, we are helping mutants who would rather not keep their mutation. There are individuals whose very skin burns away at their acidic sweat. Is that a life anyone should live? I see where you're coming from, and I appreciate the ideals of youth. But in time, once you have experienced enough life, you will learn to realize that those hesitations that you have are simply naivety that you will outgrow.
This man makes me want to puke. Like, every part, I keep looking at Dr. Bailey and thinking Dr. Bailey would want me to ask a question. But I know myself, and if I open my mouth, this is going to go very badly.
You can see Dr. Bailey is sitting, and there is what was a sheet of paper that is now just a stress ball.
Yeah, no. It is comforting to know that he hates this as much as I do. It makes me be like, oh, I am in the right program. Okay, good. This is good for me. And I think I start writing down an entire response that I would love to give, and that I will probably give at some point, but not in this moment because I'm going to let Austin keep going off. So Austin pisses this guy off enough to get him kicked off the campus. That's the hope. Or something like that. I just need him out of the classroom.
Austin does get ready to respond, but you see it before Austin sees it. One of the guards just puts a hand on Austin's shoulders. And for all of his bluster and for all of his douchebagness, the moment that hand is on his shoulders, you just see a scared kid. And Austin shrinks. And then all of the guards' comms start chattering. And they make a beeline to Dr. Clark and go, we got to get you out of here. We've got a code 12. And Bailey goes, "What's going on? Your class is canceled. Get everybody out of here." And there is commotion in the classroom, and then boom, the lecture doors open. Well, they don't open; they fly off the hinges, and there is someone dressed in a mutant and proud shirt, and their hands are glowing, and they go, "Dr. Clark, we just want to talk." What would you like to do in this moment?
I'm gonna try to get as many of my classmates out as possible.
Okie dokie. And they're following along. You can tell that the people who are invading right now have no intentions towards the students. They are beelining towards the professor or the doctor. And you quickly start to realize that it's not the mutants that are going to be the problem. It's the guards.
Oh.
Because they turn and immediately start spraying in the directions of the mutants liberally. And this is where it real quick. Oh?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all
okay. Good. Okay. And you see they're shooting like laser, like this is high-tech weapons that they're going for. So this is like phasers and Stark tech, but they're spraying into the crowd with abandon. And so you're seeing some of your fellow students, they're getting hit. You can tell also that these are non-lethal rounds, but they're getting hit hard. And make me a vigilance check.
Sure.
Target number 14.
Hey, that's what I got. I got a fantastic success.
Oh, okay. In this moment, everything seems to slow down for you. And you take account of everything that's happening. There are 3 guards crowded around Clark, pushing him towards that same exit that you came in. There are 2 guards that are on the 3 guards' flanks, just shooting into the crowd. And there's the 1 guard that was next to Austin that has a sickly smile on his face as he's pointing directly to Austin.
Damn it, I'm gonna have to save his life, aren't I? This is gonna suck. I am gonna dive after the guard that's got a gun on Austin.
You take a step and you should not be able to move this fast. But as you're making your way to Austin, like a body gets in the way as like somebody is ducking for cover, and without thinking about it, you vault over them, putting a hand on that person's back and do a double flip to land right in front of the guard and Austin. And now the muzzle is pointed at you. And you're not. You tell me how you react to being able to move like that on instinct.
I think they're a little unsteady when they first land, and everything kind of catches up to them, and they're like, "Oh God, there's a gun," but they don't have time to process a lot of it right now. And I think there's some sort of subconscious, sort of like way of rationalizing all of this, of being like, adrenaline makes you do weird things that you've never done before. When you're in a dangerous situation and adrenaline's going, your body just kind of goes on instinct, and that must be what's happening here. This is the weirdest day of my life, and I'm gonna attempt to punch this guard in the face and hopefully get his gun off of me.
Okay. Now, I am going to ask you to roll me an ego check with double trouble. Target number is going to be 14.
Is
If
this an
you
attack or no?
No, this isn't an attack. This is to see if you punch as Molly or if you're punching as something else.
What does that even mean?
Well,
Okay.
we'll find out.
Okay, ego check first.
Mm-hmm.
15. Aw, I had 2 6s and they're gonna go away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one's trouble first.
Oh, that drops you to 12. That drops you to 7. You had it, and then you lost it. In this moment, what is more important to Molly? Protecting Austin, or dealing with the guard?
Protecting Austin.
Okay.
Even if he is a douchebag, Molly went into psychology to help people, and it wouldn't be right for that to stop only because it's someone that hates them.
Okay. And the last question that I'm asking is, are you angry?
Oh, I'm livid. This man just came in here and spewed shit for who knows how long. They're firing guns haphazardly at anyone in sight. I don't know that Molly remembers a time of being this angry in a very long time.
Molly, in this moment where you're standing in front of the guard and Austin, there is a movement quicker than you've ever seen. And for a moment, you step outside of your own body and you look at yourself. And your eyes have turned black, and you are sneering. And you swing, and you punch this guard in his chest, and he goes flying out of the lecture hall as he crashes through the wall and crashes into the wall and goes through it, landing on the courtyard outside. Oh, I forgot. Now we have to see actually if he is alive, because again, you are angry. And this is going to be a target number 14 ego check.
Okay.
Not ego, logic check to see if you can understand what's happening.
Logic is so much better for me, thank God. Okay. Because I have an edge to logic checks automatically because of font of information. And then I also... Do I get quick learner for this? Or no, that's only if I fail one, right? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. 11. And then
you do get your age. You do get your age.
That turned that 1 to a 6.
You are now aware that you have the power anger. And you pour literally every bit of rage into this punch. And the reason that we had to do that is because now we have to add 15 points to the damage. So
no.
29 plus 15.
44.
44 points of damage. The guard had 60. He is alive. But
okay, good. I didn't kill a man.
So many of his bones are broke. He's done. He's out of the fight. Like, he's just
okay, good.
on the ground. And you get to come back to yourself. You're back in your body. You still feel the lingering shakes from the adrenaline, but you're back in control.
I'm gonna, let's see, there were 3 guards surrounding Clark, 2 more opened fire, and then the one that I just punched through a wall.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I dare say we should roll initiative here.
Yeah, probably.
We are gonna get into the shit. Oh no, I was wrong.
You were wrong about what? Oh no!
The guard did not have 60 hit points.
Did I kill a man?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So go ahead and roll an ego check.
Let's see if I can pull a punch.
Target number 14, because that's how much overkill damage you did.
Okay. Oh, 14.
Okay. You were able to control it just enough where he is at 1 hit point.
Okay.
He is still down. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'll just have...
Technically, I got a 15. I forgot I get a +1 bonus to ego checks for discipline.
And
that helps at all.
Go ahead, roll your initiative.
Let's see.
Okay. So
a 10 is not great.
They are taking a look at the hole in the wall, and like for a while the entire auditorium stops. There are not too many people left. A lot of the students have already skedaddled. But Austin looks at you like, what the fuck was that? And the remaining guards are now pointing weapons at you, and the mutants, the mutant protesters are also looking at you like, hell yeah!
I'm gonna look at Dr. Bailey. I need to know if he saw that.
Dr. Bailey is not in the room.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I'm just going to try to usher Austin out the door, like get out around where they're at. If I need to punch another guard to make room, I'll do it. But I just would like to get him out of Dodge. And
well, on your turn, you could probably do that. But
yeah, I figured I rolled too badly to go first.
It is their turn, and there are 4 of them, and you have proven yourself to be the biggest threat. So a 10, which just hits your civilian target number. A 12, which just hits.
Okay.
A 13, which hits.
Okay.
Oh, and a fantastic success at 13.
Mollie gets exactly 1 episode and dies in this classroom.
The first one,
I haven't done the math. I don't know if that's true. That was a joke, I swear.
No. The first one hits, and what do you like besides the searing hot pain of this plasma burning through your skin? Not enough to kill, but it is like being hit with by a train made of electricity.
Ooh.
What do you feel in this moment?
Just the biggest mix of confusion and anger as I like fall to the ground holding myself sort of wherever I got hit, and I look up at the guy that shot me, and then I look at Austin, and I'm just livid. I'm so mad.
What does the scariest version of Mollie look like to you?
I think the scariest version of Mollie is something that she's never even comprehended, because it's never been like this. Like, they've never been, even in a big city, like that they moved for their doctorate. They lived in the smallest of towns where nothing ever happened. And the scariest that Mollie has ever been is just that they're really good at yelling at people and hurting people's feelings when they need to, but physically, until today, they've never looked at themselves as anything of a threat. Like, they took self-defense classes, but it was more of a way to get out, not a way to bust in. But today has changed a lot for Mollie, and I think now they look at like they think of themselves with the black eyes and the sneer as like the scariest version of themselves they've ever seen.
Well, here's the deal, Molly. You just took 7, 14, 21, 31, 41, 47 points of damage. Your hit points are 30.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that moment where you cross the threshold where even non-lethal weapons in enough dosage become lethal.
Yeah.
And you feel that threshold being crossed. And you drop to the ground and you see yourself looming over your fallen body. And it's looking down at you with glowing red eyes. And it just looks at you almost with pity and goes, "Don't you think that's enough?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are we gonna do about it?
We're gonna kill those guards, aren't we?
You don't ask, you command.
I command what? This, I want the guards unconscious, but not dead. I want Clark gone, not dead. Well, that one's debatable. Honestly, if he dies, he dies. But the guards unconscious.
You in your own body feel yourself get up, like not like just willed up, and you look down and your feet have not touched the ground. You were just hovering.
What in the actual fuck is happening today? Okay.
The guards go, "What the fuck? Double down! Fire! Fire! Fire!" It is now your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna scream. I have the same fucking question as I like charge towards one of them to knock them out.
Okay, no, I dig it. Ooh, how do we represent that scream? Is a good. You're charging one of the guards.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Are you gonna attack?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. And we're gonna add 15 to whatever this is because you are still under the effect of angry.
Cool.
Jesus Christ.
That's so much damage.
That is going to be
54 damage.
Yep. So you tell me what this look. You can represent this in any way you want to.
I think just as I scream, I have the same fucking question. Without touching the ground even, I'm still floating in the air, and I just fly as fast as possible towards this guy and go to grab his gun out of his hand and hit him with the butt of his gun.
Okay, so here's the fun thing. I'm going to take away control just a little bit.
Do it.
Because you said the words, you're flying as fast as you can. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know how, but all you know is that you want all your speed at this guy.
Yes, I do. I want this man gone. Whenever that weird entity thing told me that I command things and I said I want him unconscious, I meant it, and I was like, if I put enough force behind the butt of a gun, he'll go down.
You don't even get to the gun because you realize last second, how fast am I going? Douche! Like, you realize that you are probably 8 blocks away from the lecture hall with this guy in your grips, and just he's ragdolled in your hand.
How far are we off the ground, or is he just, or am I back on the ground?
Oh, you are about, let's say you're a good 60 feet in the air, and a good 4 or 5 blocks away from the lecture hall. This is where I'm gonna need you to make me a resilience check.
Good call.
Target number 15.
Okay. 16.
You have been hurt, and you have this, I'm gonna say unconscious, because you succeeded in the one. I'm gonna say that you, if there's anything that you're controlling, it's not too hard on these folks, but you are injured, and there's something about this person in your hand that is enticing. Like they could be useful. You're not quite sure how, but maybe if... And then you shake yourself out of it, and you realize, oh, I'm this far, this high.
I think, however well I can, I just go down to the ground and drop him there, so he's just laying on the grass in the middle of whatever area I've ended up in, and then I try to get back to the classroom as fast as I can, even though I don't even know if that's possible anymore.
Let's see. Let's. I'm gonna roll a d20. High or low?
Low.
Okay, I wrote low. There's a couple of teenagers off in the distance with mutant pride shirts, and you can tell that they're making their way to the protest, and they just see you land and drop this guy. Like, they're just looking at you like, fuck yeah?
I think so. And then I just walk away.
Do you walk away or fly away?
I'm gonna try to fly away.
Roll me a logic DC 14.
Okay. And I get 2 edges on, or I get 1 edge
Yep,
on this, and then I get,
that is
if
true.
I fail, I get another one. Okay.
That's an 11. That's a 15. Alright, so you try to fly at first, and it's not clicking. You tell me, what does it look like when Mollie gets it? And you also tell me what it looks like on the first attempt where you failed.
Yeah, when they try the first time, it's like they think about all the times they saw people fly in movies, and they like bring their arms up like this, then just bring them down really fast, and they're like, momentum will work. And it's painfully obvious what's happening because they do like this little jump, and then they just land back on the ground, and they look really embarrassed, the teenagers.
They look at you like you need help.
I got it. I'm really good at this thing, actually. This is super duper fine. And then they think about what happened in the classroom, and they take a few steps, and then kind of do this little jump thing again, and it's not graceful, and it looks super awkward, but it does work.
It's like watching somebody getting shot out of a cannon. It's just like, ah!
Yeah, it's not good by any means, but it does happen to get them in the air.
Okay, so congratulations, you are permanently aware of your ability to have of your anchor and flight.
Cool.
So those are ones that you can call upon now. So you make your way back. You do see that Austin is being handcuffed. The 3 that were smuggling Professor or Dr. Clark are gone, and there's no sign of Dr. Bailey. but there are 2 more guards still in the classroom on lookout, and as soon as they see you, you can see they ready up.
We don't have to do this. You two could just put the guns down and you could let me go back to my apartment.
You see one of them switches out a gun, and this one looks far more high tech. And
okay. This is what we're playing. Cool.
And he's going to take a shot.
I'm going for him.
Here's the shot. Bang! It is a 10. Now, in this moment, I do have to ask, are you embracing the side of yourself that is powerful, or are you still trying to control the reins? Here's the consequences of either choice.
Okay.
If you embrace the power, you might be tougher. And so the shot may either miss or might not hurt as bad. Because technically you are at negative health right now.
Yeah.
But if you embrace the power, you might start to understand the full capacity of of how tough you are at the cost of control in this moment, which means that I would make you roll to not kill these guys again if you overkill.
I think in a moment like this, all of their brain power goes to self-preservation, and not in the way of like control, but in the way of I need to stay alive. And if staying alive means that I have to talk to the thing with the red eyes again, then that's what we got to do. And so it's go until I feel like I'm safe again. And that unfortunately includes kicking this guy's ass.
Okay. And so the bullet hits. Well, actually, the bullet comes at you, and what you're able to see is it is a dart. And with your... I'm not even going to make you roll logic for this. With your understanding of who this guy is that came into your school, and just the bit that you paid attention to in the speech, you can tell that this is a toxin or a serum meant to neutralize the X gene. And you're kind of looking at it coming towards you, and you're realizing just how slow it's moving. Or is it how fast you can move? You have enough time to have all these thoughts, and it's still on its way. You could catch it, maybe, or you could just let it hit you and maybe it won't even do anything. Are you a mutant? What are you? What is this?
So many good questions.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to try to catch it and throw it back at him.
Make me an agility check. You have to beat target number 11 because that's how much damage it was.
Okay. Oh no! I don't think I have anything that helps my agility.
Nope. So instead, it hits you, and then you're able to catch it as it falls, and you realize that the needle did not break skin. It's crumbled in your hand, and you look at where it hit, and there's just a little bit of red, but other than that, you seem to be fine.
You dicks, you got blood on my favorite shirt.
Roll me a logic check, target number 16.
Okay. And then that's the edge. And then I get to do another edge because I failed. Right?
Fair. Fair, yeah.
17.
You're aware that you have the power sturdy 4.
4 is pretty high. Oh God. Okay, this is awesome.
So, in a sense, you kind of put it all together. I'm bulletproof.
Holy shit. Okay, bro, come at me. Like literally holds up the dart, drops it to the ground.
Okay, so it is now your turn. Are you gonna let them come at you on your turn?
No, I'm going to them first.
Okay.
We'll call it a meet in the middle. I'm just charging.
Okie dokie. Let's see what happens. They'll take a swipe at you. As you get close, they pull out a knife, and you can hear the crackling of energy on it, and swing. It hits. Its multiplier is 1. You are sturdy 4, so it's just. He's looking at the stab. You're looking at the stab, and you're both seeing a broken blade.
I'm just gonna go. So, how's that working out for you? And then punch him in the face.
Go ahead. Oh, I will roll your punch.
Does this still have the plus 15?
Yes, it does.
So that's 74 points of damage.
He has 30 hit points.
I would have to do 44. I don't think I could do that.
No. And so you kill this man.
Yeah.
Tell me what that looks like.
I think because he's so close to me where he just stabbed me and the blade is broken, when I say, so how's that working out for you? And I draw back to punch, as my fist connects with his face, it literally leaves a crater.
And you pull your hand back and there is blood all over it. Make me a resilience check. Double trouble. Target number 16.
No. It's already not happening. We'll see how low we get, but it's already not happening. Yeah, no, 9.
It's the strangest thing. In this moment, you should be confused and dismayed, perhaps. But as you take a look at your fist, all you feel is hungry.
I just look at the other guard and go, that was in self-defense, by the way.
Roll me an ego. No, actually, roll me an ego check with double H.
Oh, great, because that was all 7. That's an edge, and that's an edge. That's a 14 now.
A 14, that's still not quite there. This guy is spooked, and he pulls out his sidearm.
Understandably so.
Shaking, and he's gonna pop off 2 shots at you. Bing, bong. The first one misses. It just goes wide right. The second one hits, and it just doesn't do anything. In fact, he's just gonna empty the entire clip. But it's just ping, 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 ping. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, I just literally look down and watch them all bounce off of me. And
it is fucking up your shirt though. Like you got holes like all over your favorite shirt.
What do you not understand about this is my favorite shirt? Why do you? Like, I'm literally just looking at this guard looking for an explanation because I know that he can't touch me right now.
He's gonna take off his mask and his helmet, and you just see this red-haired, green-eyed, mustached, Oakley-wearing MAGA man just go, fuck you.
Aw, you're sad your guns can't hurt me? Do yourself a favor and walk out before I fly you out like your buddy, or I can give you a new hole in your face like this other dude.
He gets up, reloads a clip, and quickly points it at Austin. And he's going to fire off a shot.
At the same time he fires that shot, I am diving after this man. Like in the quickest succession that I can. If a bullet gets off, that's fine. But...
We're going to roll a new initiative.
Okay.
And whoever wins gets this action.
No, it's you. I lost bad.
Yeah, I rolled a 13, you rolled a 10. He pulls out a gun and shoots in Austin's direction. And again, things go slow.
Slow enough for me to get that bullet out of the air?
I'm taking a look to see. You can take the reaction interpose to get in the way of it.
Cool, yeah.
And so just you fly into the path of the bullet and nothing happens. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna give you one last shot here, man. Do you want to try that again? Or do you want to walk away?
He reaches for his walkie and he doesn't break eye contact with you.
I'd be very careful what words you choose to say.
Omega Squadron has failed. Calling in Gamora Protocol Z43.
What does that even mean?
He puts his walkie back. It means fuck you. You hear a large carrier flying overhead. And what would you like to do in this moment as you hear an aircraft getting into position?
I tried so hard to be nice to you, and I'm gonna take this guy and fly away from this building.
Okay. You look outside and you see not quite, it looks like an offshoot of a helicarrier. And you do see that the turrets on it are all locking in and aiming at that building.
Yeah, I'm taking him and going out like an opposite window.
Okay, and you're flying out the opposite window, and you are able to move pretty fast. I'll just give you that. But you see that the turrets don't change course; they are locked in on that building.
Shit, they're
and
gonna kill Austin.
He is in your hands, going, "It's too fucking late."
How far up in the sky am I?
Right about now, you are 60 feet.
Cool. I'm just gonna drop him.
Okay, you drop him, and in this moment, you know that your school is about to get just utterly destroyed. What would you like to do?
I gotta save the school, but how do I save the school? I'm gonna fly up to where the people manning the hella, whatever we'd like to call it. Hella,
the carrier.
Yeah, there we go. Carrier. The word escaped my brain. I'm gonna fly up to where I know they can see me through the window.
Okay. They see you, and then you see the turrets adjust and lock in on you.
I'm assuming you want some sort of science experiment? Yeah?
In this moment, what does Molly want?
I want them to not blow up the school, and what I'm essentially trying to get at is, without saying the full thing, be like, hey, you don't blow up the school, we can work something out here.
The way that your will is manifesting this, it's just, I don't want them to blow up the school.
Fair enough. Rational Molly is one that will negotiate. The red-eyed or the black-eyed version of Molly, I don't know, is as friendly.
And so you're standing there, flying, hovering in front of where the cockpit is, and then you hear, and then Sven lands on your shoulder.
Hey, bud. Do me a favor. Make them go away or crash or literally anything. But this guy belongs to you, little guy, not them.
As you will it, Molly.
Much better than Master. Thank you so much.
The sky goes black, and you look up ahead and you see what you'd imagine to be clouds, but it's the sound that gives it away. Hundreds, thousands of beating wings, all forming a mass of darkness that swirls all around the carrier. You see, inside the cockpit, birds and bats have somehow made their way in, and they are clawing at the crew, and you're watching this mechanical beast get consumed from the inside out. You hear screams as birds peck and claw and bats scratch and screech. You see as the pilot of the carrier gives way to the overwhelming force of these animals, and then you see the carrier begin to fall. Problem is that it appears that it's going to fall on your school.
Well, I didn't want it to happen like that. I don't think this is gonna work. Molly certainly doesn't think this is gonna work. But they're panicking a little and don't know what else to do, and so they're gonna try to like charge at it and almost push it to where it'll have to land in like a park or whatever direction I know is at least mostly empty, like grass or field or whatever.
What is Molly feeling in this moment?
Desperation.
Okay. Thing is, desperation, it's not anger.
Not anger.
You fly over to it and you... And for a moment, you have to imagine how foolish you're looking trying to catch
1000%.
a carrier. And then you think of Adelaide and the party invites. This is probably the 10th, 15th party in a row that she's tried to get you to come to, and you focused on school and the work. You know, Carol has always been rough with Addie, but she's always been kind to you. Dr. Bailey, you remember the panic attack and just the patience and the kindness. And while all these powers you have been manifesting in anger and rage and fury, you just think about the things that you would be protecting in this moment. Roll me a logic check, target number 18. It is high. Not starting great. That's a 9.
That's okay. I get 1 edge for the thing. Okay. And then I still failed. So when I like try to push again, I get another one. And that's that's only 17.
Matthew, you failed by 1! By 1!
Upsetting thing that's ever happened.
And so you feel it start to slow, but ultimately you can't fight the wave, and it's getting closer and closer to hitting the ground. Here is what I will offer you. There is a homebrew move that I allow players to use called Omega Push, which would amp up a power, but there are drawbacks. So that's something you could try, or you could try to give in to the things that worked before.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to give into it again. And I think in thinking on all of those things, thinking how, like I said earlier, the only reason that Mollie started the PhD program was that they really want to help people. And everything that man said earlier, what Dr. Clark said earlier, all of that just made them so livid, and to know that whoever is in this copter like thinks the same thing, that like they're on the same team, that like this was that whatever this is, like this is just going to bring harm to so many people, and that's the very opposite of so many things that Mollie stands for. That I think they're just so pissed at Dr. Clark, at a lot of the world right now in this moment, just so many things that it's almost not that they can literally see them, but seeing them in their mind, the version of Mollie with the red eyes that said, what do you want? Like, this is whatever you command. Like, in thinking of that version of themselves, it's just, I want this carrier gone.
That's going to activate your anger. And now I'm going to roll your melee. Your true melee. It's... You give into that anger. Like, why is it that people that hate have so much? And in that rage, you don't even notice how light this carrier has become. In fact, in the fugue of your fury, you only come to when you are on the edge of the atmosphere, holding the carrier.
What in the world have I done? I like look down and see how small everything looks, and I'm like, oh God. Sven?
You realize that you have you take a look inside. You notice that all the birds, the bats have gone, as this has gone too high for them. They got the fuck out of Dodge.
Good. That was mostly what I wanted. I wanted to make sure all the animals were out. Are the can I see through the window if the people inside are already dead?
Not all of them. A lot of them are just scratched up and too weak to do anything. And up here, the thinning of the air is kind of, if they weren't unconscious before, they are now.
I think I'm just gonna like take it back down and let it land, like, I don't know, in an ocean, like, or in like in a body of water or something that can hold it for now, and then
Now, here's the question, because the whole world is your playground at this moment. You could put them somewhere where you think they would be found, close enough to a civilization, or you could put them in the middle of nowhere.
I think I put them somewhere sort of in the middle of like, it's far enough out of the way that people will have to travel to get to them. But there is a chance some people survive, because killing someone willingly when they're not completely in the state of like anger and all of that feels wrong.
Okay. And so there the ship sits, awaiting to be rescued or found. The crew in no shape to get themselves out of this predicament, but maybe somebody stumbles along. But then again, maybe somebody doesn't.
I think I put it like states away, and then when I do get back to Chicago, I call some sort of anonymous tip line and just be like, hey, I thought I saw a carrier crash.
When you get home and you reach for the phone, roll me a ego check, target number 16 with double trouble. That's a 13. That's an 11. That's an 11. You start to pull out your phone, and then you take just a quick look in the mirror, and there is the shadow Mollie with the red eyes, and the head is tilted. We did all that work for you to undo it?
It's not undoing work. It's giving the people that are still on the ship that aren't dead yet a chance to live and maybe even see that they did a bad thing and that they could do better. But we still saved a bunch of people, and the school is safe.
They hated mutants for doing nothing more than existing. You think that they're going to see the errors of their ways and not have renewed passion for their hatred. I thought we were smart.
I put the phone back down.
The Night Lord rises.
Who is that? What is that?
That's enough for today. And then it's just your reflection looking back at you.
What the hell is happening? I'm going to open my window and call for Sven again. Hey, bud. I'm just really confused, and I'm really glad I live alone because I'm talking to a bird. How can you talk to me? Sven? This is not the time to be doing this, Sven. You talked to me earlier.
Just hops around.
Okay, but you do understand me, because if you didn't understand me, you wouldn't have come when I called your name. But I can't understand you anymore. Okay, let's do this. And I'm gonna get like some of like coffee beans out of like the coffee that I roast every morning, and I'm gonna put like a couple on one side of my desk and a couple on the other. Let's go with this. Yes or no questions. If it's a yes, you go to this side, and if it's a no, you go to this side. Do you get it? Okay, but if it's a yes, you have to go to the coffee. I'm talking to a bird. I'm losing my mind. This is fine. I just have a pet bird buddy now, and I just talked to a demon version of myself in mirror. I'm gonna check my paperwork stuff and see if Dr. Bailey has office hours right now, or if he's in a class.
Definitely has office hours. I would say in the class Slack, he notes that he is not going to be on campus, but he is still taking office hours at a local diner.
Yeah, I grab my bag and I go. I let Sven back out the window. I'll be back later, bud. Okay, so just go adventure, and I'll call for you. And I let Sven go back out the window, and then I go out normally out of my apartment building and go to the diner.
Okay. And Dr. Bailey is sitting there with like 6 or 7 empty cups of coffee.
That sounds super accurate, honestly. Yeah.
The iPad is there with the keyboard, but you can tell he's trying to type, but just his mind is not there.
Hey, Dr. B. I slide into the booth across from him.
Sorry, I had a bit of a start. It has been a day.
You're telling me.
Are you okay? Rather
yeah.
silly question in the scope of things, but
yeah. How fast did you get out? Are you okay?
I wanted to stay for my students, but security had other plans in mind, so I was shuffled out. I'm glad to see that you're okay.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm fine. More fine than I think I should be, honestly. It was a lot. Did you see that they arrested Austin?
I'll do what I can to get him out.
It's not your fault. It's those dickwads.
Usually Austin's mouth is one of the more annoying aspects of him, but I do have to give the young man courage for speaking truth to power.
I'll say it's the first time I've liked Austin in the entire time we've been in this program.
So I can't help but think that you didn't come here particularly for the coffee. Is there anything that I can assist you with, or do you just need to vent?
I honestly don't know what I need. Just some weird stuff started happening today, right before class, and then that, and then everything else, and I don't know where you went after you got out of the room, but
into some overexpensive sedan with more security measures than any one location should have. But I suppose when you run your mouth and engage in clinical acts of atrocities, then you find yourself with the need to protect yourself.
Yeah, something like that. So Clark is inland, I guess? Nowhere to be found?
I'd imagine that's his goal. That's why they had us keep his appearance at the school so secret. I petition that if it's such a security risk that you shouldn't bother with having them as a guest in the first place. But I'm just a professor. I don't get to actually run my class.
Yeah, you're telling me. It's odd, I guess, that the board would be so insistent.
It is.
Dr. Bailey, I know that we obviously do psych work, and this may not be an area that you have a lot of expertise in. But is it possible to be a mutant and not know it until something happens?
Oh, there are numerous cases about recessive X genes, dormant X genes. It's rather common. Is there a particular reason that you're asking? Do you think you have signs of some manifestation of the gene yourself?
I don't think so. I think the weird stuff today probably was just lack of sleep. I saw some stuff move out of the corner of my eye, and then I thought I heard a voice when really the only thing in the alley with me was a rat.
Molly, what do you mean lack of sleep? Are you not sleeping?
I mean, I'm sleeping. I'm just not sleeping a ton.
Then that's
I got
not
6
sleeping.
I got 6 whole hours last night. That's the most I've gotten in like 2 months.
But human body should require 8, unless the science has changed.
I'm only 27. That's gotta count for something, right?
Foolishness in thinking that that your age negates the need for something that every human body requires.
Yeah, but like
Don't fall into the trope or the cliche of the burnt out college student. You have so much more life after these classes. Try to save a little bit of life in your body to live it.
Fair enough. I just am painfully aware of the tests and the clinicals and the everything else, and to make this move and turn my whole life upside down, I have to do this right.
If you can't do it right while maintaining your health, then you shouldn't do it. Don't kill yourself over this.
Okay. I'll get everything done, and I will start getting at least 7 hours of sleep.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand when we began negotiations.
I'll get 8 hours of sleep.
You'll get 8 hours of sleep.
I'll get 8 hours of sleep. I feel like I just lived some weird nightmare today, so maybe I'll start now. I'm assuming that med interactions exam is moved.
I am a strict teacher. I'm not a heartless one.
Thank you. All I'm asking is 24 hours to recover, and then I promise I will get you an entire exam with all correct answers on the interactions of schizophrenic, delusion, literally anything you want. Honestly, anything you want. I just need to go not be a person for 24 hours.
Molly, I just had grown men with weapons forcefully remove me from my class. I think I can indulge all of us with a week.
You're the best. I will
Rest.
Yes, I will rest. I will rest, and I will see you next week. Now, just maybe see if Professor Cardell will also give us a week, or else I'll at least have to leave for her class.
I'll talk to Cardell.
Thank you. That's all I ask.
Listen, you are one of the most brilliant students that I ever had. And I am certain that you are going to do wonderful things. But you are only human. So pace yourself. It's not like you're an Avenger or something.
Yeah, definitely not. Just normal old Molly.
That said, I'm going to get myself another coffee. Would you like something while you're here?
Yeah, coffee, and they actually have really good pie. And I'll take a slice before I go back and
No,
take it.
please let me. If I don't order anything, I'm going to get more glares and passive aggressive looks. So we'll add pie to it.
Fair enough.
And that is where we end issue 1 of Mollie.